Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here, and I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 AlphaStar cast. We are getting very close to the end of the series. And as I promised, we are going to be covering some of the exhibition matches, which is Liquid MaNa taking on AlphaStar. One of the earlier iterations of AlphaStar on the channel. We just had AlphaStar kind of bopping TLO. If we're being frank, 5-0 is kind of the definition of a bop. But MaNa taking on TLO, I think, should be a fun match. MaNa being a professional Protoss player, I think has a little bit more finesse, is what I'll say. A little bit smoother around the edges as far as his play goes. But yeah, I think MaNa and TLO are both very good players, so we'll see if MaNa is able to take a game off. I honestly can't remember how MaNa and AlphaStar's matches went. I remember there was quite a few Blink Stalkers and such, but we shall see. And there is actually 6 of these games. There was 5 of MaNa taking on AlphaStar, the same one that TLO played, and then there was one in which AlphaStar had more limitations put on it, so its playing was more human in a sense, and that it didn't benefit from microing every unit individually all the time. So, yeah, we take a look. Both players are sending out a probe scout. MaNa's moving in, AlphaStar's coming in, being a bit of a pain to MaNa, harassing his poor workers. MaNa will deal with that and send it packing. And, yeah. The game seems to be going pretty normal. MaNa's like, hey, you harass my probe, I'll harass you a little bit. Okay, as he's trying to mess with the mining a little bit of AlphaStar. And yeah, MaNa really just testing the AI in game number 1, it looks like. We see double Adepts being produced by MaNa. He's then going to be going up against the double Stalker of AlphaStar, which is actually pretty interesting because in actual matches of the latter games, AlphaStar pretty much always goes for the double Adept play. Yeah, let's take a look. AlphaStar going to be going for a dirty cheese. We saw it cheese out TLO in one of its games, and it looks like it might be about to cheese out MaNa. As we see, MaNa's going for his own Stargate in his own base, but AlphaStar is about to do something a little bit dirty. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Is it going to be like a gateway, a robo, a gateway? A gateway. I don't know why I said Stargate. It's a regular gate. The 2 Adepts for MaNa are going to be shading towards AlphaStar's side of the map. We'll see if MaNa's able to get those shades in there. Going to shade past those 2 Stalkers. AlphaStar is going to react. The Stalkers are pursuing the Adepts. We'll see if MaNa's able to get a lot of probes or not. So far, 1 dead probe, 2 dead probe. Do we have 3 dead probes? Yes, we've got 3 dead probes. Do we have 4 dead probes? 5 dead probes? I think we'll see 5 dead probes. 5 dead probes and 2 dead Adepts, so not the best, not the worst for MaNa. MaNa, however, is actually scouting out with his probe, and he's gonna see the cheese that he's up against, which is a very big deal. Seeing the fact that it's a double gateway play from AlphaStar is basically telling MaNa that he's just gotta batten down the hatches and be ready for pressure. And assuming that he can hold on there, he'll just be completely fine, I imagine. MaNa's making an Oracle because he did invest into that Stargate. If he can get it out on the other side of the map, he can probably just end the game. But it is all about just holding on for MaNa, as AlphaStar's already got 4 Stalkers going to be crossing the map, another 3 being produced. Looks like the Oracle is here for MaNa. It's going to fly near those Stalkers. MaNa's going to see as those Stalkers do start working away on his units. MaNa's now got another Stalker that just popped out, which is a very big deal. He can retreat up to his ramp. He throws up another pylon. He's going to be able to have another Stalker popping out here. Then he'll be able to start working in more units soon. But man, this is a lot of Stalkers for AlphaStar. The Oracle is moving across the map as quickly as possible for MaNa to just try and get across the map and end the aggression. But take a look at this. AlphaStar just pushing up the ramp with all of the Stalkers that it has. A force field goes down from MaNa that was well placed. One of the shield batteries still's got a fair bit of energy. Do we see another warping from MaNa? He's throwing up more shield batteries. He's got an Immortal on the way, which is also a very big deal here. The Oracle is on AlphaStar's side of the map, working away on this Stalker, but not actually killing off Alright, kills off 7 probes, but not too many. The Immortal did just pop out. Probes have been pulled, but the Immortal gets taken down. There's only 1 Stalker remaining for MaNa. His Sentry is doing whatever it can to help out as the probes are surrounding the Stalkers. AlphaStar's reinforcement capability is going to be cut down. MaNa's going to have to micro his Stalker like a god, though he can't afford to lose it. It eats 1 shot as the probes are buffering for this, but more Stalkers coming in for AlphaStar. I think this game is going to be AlphaStar's. It was so close to MaNa being able to win that game, but in the end, he is not as, he runs out of units. That's basically it. He's surrounding that Stalker, but there's just too much here for AlphaStar. AlphaStar is back to mining, and AlphaStar cheesed out MaNa. That was actually so close, though. There was chaos all over the game there, and I understand MaNa not GGing out right away, but right now I think there's more Stalkers than there is probes just about, so that is not good at all. Yeah, MaNa just saying GG. That's it. He loses to the AI in game number 1. Well done by AlphaStar. Let's actually back that fun bus up a little bit. Like, this is so close here. Like, MaNa's holding up the ramp. AlphaStar just pushes up and up. MaNa, I mean, yeah, he has like a really good force field. He's got his Immortal on the way out. I think he might have just needed to pull probes a little bit sooner, because this is such an all-or-nothing defense. Yeah, right here, like we see... Alright, we see that shield battery going to be getting killed off. Probes do get pulled, but the Stalkers are already in front. The Immortal does pop out, but the Stalkers are right in front of it. The Immortal's too far away from the shield battery, and losing the Immortal is really just it. Maybe an earlier probe pull bogs up the Stalkers of AlphaStar. The Immortal's able to, say, rally out to the north, get to the shield battery. But yeah, that was just a perfect storm for AlphaStar, and AlphaStar takes game number 1 against MaNa. Well played. Alright, so AlphaStar took that last game, and now we are on to the next one, being Catalyst. And it's a PvP as per usual once again. I would have liked to see more AlphaStar versus Progamer like show matches. Unfortunately, that didn't quite happen, but we did get to see it against a lot of great players regardless. So, yeah. Make sure to hit that like button. I totally forgot in that last match. It just kind of got heated up so quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how there is 6 AlphaStar versus MaNa games, let's go for 6 likes on this video. Leave a comment in the description for the YouTube algorithm for the other AI. Go ahead and say I need more MaNa in the description. That would be awesome. And yeah, let's take a look here. We have got AlphaStar going for the Probe Scout once again. MaNa goes for the double gas, so does AlphaStar. Very similar openings. AlphaStar's Probe Scout is a little bit earlier than MaNa's, which is somewhat notable. And then, yeah, Probe just runs away across the map. And all is well. Once again, AlphaStar not going for that wall off. Just doesn't seem to need that, and I guess that was determined by how it played and all the players that it played against. So when it went through its training, it basically decided, nope, no need for the wall off, or maybe it was just a successful agent regardless of the wall off. But I mean, we did see it killed off both of MaNa's Adepts in game number 1 for 5 probes. That's not a terrible trade for the AI, and based on its ability to just re-probe up, I don't think that was too bad at all. Now let's take a look here. We have got both players getting their cyber cores on the way. Nothing too out of the ordinary. MaNa getting out with his probe a little bit. There is no cheese from AlphaStar this game. Both players have elected to go Adept for the opening. And yeah, everything looks pretty darn normal. For this game, for this video anyway, I'm going to be doing the first 3 matches. It's going to be match 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll do match 4, 5, and then the final exhibition match of MaNa versus AlphaStar. And yeah, let's take a look here. We have got 2 Adepts now moving out on the way for MaNa. We've got mirrored builds, very mirrored builds from these players. Like, almost identical, as a matter of fact, which is exciting to see. Humanity taking on an AI playing pretty much the same builds is always cool. Now, let's take a look. MaNa going to shade across the map with his Adept, so these Adepts will not meet. The sisters shall not clash. And let's take a look. MaNa just goes right for a battery in his wall. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is. I guess just anticipating the fact that it is Adept from AlphaStar, and he anticipated correctly. Now the Adepts are going to cross the map for MaNa. They're going to be able to get in there, going to be able to start killing off some probes, and this is actually a very, very good start for MaNa. Targeting down probes. Looks like he's doing a very good job with that. Scouts out the Oracle as well. Looks like this Adept will get out, so that was, what, 4 probes killed for... 5 probes killed, actually, for 1 Adept. That's quite a good trade for MaNa. The Adept, of course, are still pressuring him on his side of the map, but he's now... or he now knows that there's an Oracle coming his way. AlphaStar doesn't know there's an Oracle coming its way. But we do see a Phoenix is on the way for AlphaStar, and if I recall, this was still on the patch, which Oracles were tagged with light, so Phoenix actually kill off Oracles very, very quickly, so... the choice for AlphaStar going for that seems to be the correct one. We see the 2 Adepts for AlphaStar still hanging out. Meanwhile, MaNa's got his 2 Stalkers at his base. So MaNa trying to get up his Nexus is not gonna succeed, seeing as how the 2 Adepts were waiting there. The 2 Adepts now coming in for AlphaStar, gonna be able to target down a few of MaNa's probes. One of the Adepts get lifted off. MaNa's trying to deal with this. He's also trying to get damage done with his Oracle, but the Phoenix deals with that rather easily. Looks like the Oracle also coming in for AlphaStar, really splitting MaNa up. The Adepts haven't been dealt with. MaNa taking a decent amount of damage here. All of a sudden, the worker kill count is actually dead, even 8-8. Looks like MaNa has lost 1 less Adept than his opponent. However, he's still down in workers because AlphaStar has replaced it sooner. AlphaStar has also got the quicker Nexus, so yeah, I'd give a slight lead to AlphaStar in this game. And that is not necessarily good news for MaNa. Maybe he feels he wants to be a bit aggressive as he's just warped in another Stalker is going to be crossing the map. Maybe he can make some aggression work. AlphaStar has gone heavier on the Phoenix, but we all know how good AlphaStar is when it comes to predicting when to pull probes. So if MaNa is getting aggressive here and the unit count's even, AlphaStar will just pull probes to even it up. And let's see if MaNa's able to make anything happen. I honestly have my doubts if this push will work out at all. He's got a higher Stalker count, yes, but then there's all the Phoenix here for AlphaStar. AlphaStar warps in another Stalker. This could be an overcommitment from MaNa. We shall see. The Stalkers engaging each other. The Phoenix comes on in to help out for MaNa to try and break its Stalker friends free, but looks like MaNa's just going to be getting chased home and taking losses in the process as he's going to be having a Stalker or 2 lifted off. We saw AlphaStar even pulled a few probes into this already. I think MaNa has reinforcing Stalker or 2, but so far the losses have really been in favor of the AI. MaNa losing like 3 Stalkers to 1 Zealot there, I think. Really, really good trade for AlphaStar. The AI, higher probe count by a very significant margin. MaNa is now getting up a Twilight Council, so we'll see where the game's going to go from here. But yeah, it's not a good spot. Not a good spot at all for MaNa. AlphaStar's got a very healthy Phoenix count, which are all at very, very even amounts of health. 56, 65, 68, and 50. They've all taken a little bit of a beating. Being in the orange gang there, but yeah, let's take a look here. Twilight Council is on the way for MaNa. I imagine he's going to go for Blink, seeing as how he's got a healthy amount of Stalkers, but Dark Shrine. Okay, I like this decision from MaNa. I mean, AlphaStar hasn't got any detection just yet, and that could actually be very, very helpful for MaNa. DTs. Yeah, there's no Robo on the way for AlphaStar yet, so we'll have to keep an eye on this. The DTs could honestly just get MaNa a cheeky win. So we'll see if AlphaStar is going to be ready for this. There's a chance the AI could just push MaNa before this is done, as the DTs are going to have to slowly move across the map, as there is no pylon or anything out on the map for MaNa. But I really, really do like the choice to go for the Dark Templar. It does look like AlphaStar may be pushing MaNa before he gets a chance to actually use the Dark Shrine, however, so we'll see if this is going to work out for him. It's about 30 seconds away. The push for AlphaStar is actually going to hit before then. There's a battery at the natural base for MaNa. He's got a lot more Stalkers in his main base that he can pull out to help with this too, so I think MaNa should be fine. The slow Zealots from AlphaStar are kind of cute, but with a probe pull, once again, the defender's advantage is pretty darn good. MaNa, he's going to have to warp in DTs as soon as he can, and they will actually effectively just end this rush, being able to deal with the ground army. And then there we see a Stalker's warping in for MaNa. The Dark Shrine's now done. Is he going to warp in the DTs or not? We shall see. There's no detection for AlphaStar out just yet. There's one DT warping in for MaNa. He is getting pressured by his opponent right now. The Zealots are actually just making a miracle buffer. MaNa has yet to actually pull any of his probes into this. The Zealots are doing whereas Dark Templar is doing what it can. But there's actually just so much here for AlphaStar that MaNa's getting overwhelmed. The Phoenix just lifting absolutely everything up. There's so many Zealots. The slow DTs or picking away on the Protoss army, but MaNa's lost basically everything. And he's got no DTs on his opponent's side of the map. He's now going to run one across, but we see AlphaStar's got a Robo on the way, and I think that AlphaStar is actually just going to win this game, just like that. Just pushing forward with slow Zealots and Phoenix. With a crazy attack. MaNa was not ready for that. I think he really needed to pull his probes to defend against that. And the AI has got an Oracle on the way for detection at third base. The Robo's about to finish up. MaNa is just not going to be able to come back in this game. I don't think he's running probes out on the map randomly. He's got a few DTs to try and hold on, but yeah, this one DT would have to get a lot of damage done if MaNa's going to win this game, and the Observer's just about out now. MaNa's going to try and target down that pylon, but the Observer's out. GG gets called. MaNa is going to go down 0-2 against AlphaStar. Wow. Alright, so here we are into game number 3, the final game for this video. We'll be doing part 2 in the next video, so 2 days later. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still looking for ideas on what kind of content you want to see after I'm done AlphaStar. I'm definitely going to do some of the other Starcraft AI stuff, like the bots that people make. I'll probably just do more pro matches. Maybe some other games, and then I might try and get more into streaming. We'll see how my schedule works out. Yeah, but anyway, let's take a look here. Probe throws up a gateway for MaNa. AlphaStar just doing the same, and actually going for the high ground wall off this time. That is an enigma that we may never know why AlphaStar does that sometimes, why it doesn't others. We'll have to pay close attention to its build. Now, yeah, take a look. Catalyst is going to be the map. And let's take a look here. There's the 2 gates. AlphaStar should be throwing up its extra gate, or is it going to go for a gateway expand this game? Nope, there's the extra gate, so all is looking pretty darn normal. MaNa going for the earlier probe scout this game. Maybe had enough of the shenanigans. Maybe we just wants to get down to business as quick as possible, so he is sending out that probe. Maybe he's going to try and cheese AlphaStar to return the favor. Who knows? A proxy Stargate, something like that. I mean, I have seen all these games before, but I honestly can't remember what happened in them. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. But that might be what I'd be feeling if I was losing a best of 5 PvP to AlphaStar 2-0. As far as me trying to beat AlphaStar in a PvP goes, though, I don't know how I'd do it. I'd maybe just try and cannon rush it, do like one of those delayed cannon rushes or whatever. Park just like a cannon at its natural to make the AI freak out like it sometimes does. But either that or maybe I'd just turtle up into like mass carriers or something like that. But I mean, we did see the mass carriers against TLO, and the AI had a very good understanding of that. So we'll see. But for now, there is indeed a sentry on the way for MaNa. We see a couple of stalkers on the way for both players. AlphaStar will get up to 1 for MaNa. And yeah, so far, so good. MaNa gonna have the sentry, which will allow him to get off an early scout, just to follow up, see what kind of tech AlphaStar is going for. But for now, everything looks pretty darn normal. AlphaStar is going for the double stalker play, so maybe gonna get a little bit aggressive this game. We'll see if that would be something that could potentially bite MaNa a little bit. If MaNa's just going for this Nexus, he's down the 1 stalker since he opened with the sentry. Maybe AlphaStar will be able to bully him a little bit. So we'll see if there's going to be a shield battery going up for MaNa soon after this. Looks like it's going to be the Robo, which will allow him to get out an Immortal. I would like to see a shield battery still, though, if possible. And MaNa probably will be going for a hallucinated scout soon as well, once he gets that 100 energy. Alright, 3 stalkers at the front for MaNa. There's the 3 coming forward for AlphaStar. However, I mean, there's the 1 reinforcement for AlphaStar, so MaNa's going to take the fight for now. Seems to come out a little bit ahead, but as soon as there is that extra stalker coming forward for AlphaStar, then MaNa's going to have to reassess a little bit. AlphaStar, very good micro. We see pulls back the injured stalker right away, sort of anticipating what was coming there, and now MaNa gets bullied off of his natural base. He's got his 2 stalkers moving forward, but all of a sudden he's just going to get pushed back. And this is what I was worried about happening this game. He he gets pushed back up his ramp. His warp gate is about to be done, but he might have to toss up a force field to just really hold on. He's got an Immortal on the way, but wow, AlphaStar was just getting really aggressive. And now the AI has actually got a Phoenix on the way out of the Stargate that it built, so that could potentially just lift up MaNa's Immortal. So really uncomfortable spot for MaNa. I think he will be able to save the Nexus, but that doesn't mean it's not an uncomfortable spot. The micro from AlphaStar is just so darn good in these iterations. Like, MaNa really just getting bullied, and he simply didn't have the numbers, and that's why things went south for him. He's got to save this Nexus. There's no excuses about that. With the Immortal and a great force field, he does catch quite a few of the units of AlphaStar, so that was good, good penance there. We see MaNa warping a few more sentries. However, behind this, AlphaStar did get up its own Nexus, so the economies are actually pretty close for the players. We see AlphaStar coming forward with its Phoenix now, potentially going to be looking for a lift on the Immortals. We shall see. However, MaNa does have a second Immortal on the way. That will greatly help him out. He's getting up a pylon at his natural once again to replace the one that died. And, yeah, I don't think that AlphaStar is going to be able to get a kill move off on MaNa right away. MaNa's now sending a probe across the map. If he got a couple of Adept in AlphaStar space, that would be really good at this point. For now, though, MaNa just on the defensive. He's got the 2 Immortals. There is 2 Phoenix that can potentially lift up his units, but I don't think he's going to be getting pushed by AlphaStar. Now, if MaNa moves out, then I think that will be a mistake on his part. We'll see, though, as he does have a Prism on the way. I think he's got Probe now moving in towards AlphaStar's side of the map. I'm gonna see the natural base. Looks like, oh, AlphaStar perfectly scouts that pylon. Gonna be able to potentially pick that off if it chooses to do so. And there's just mass stalkers for AlphaStar still. So I really think that MaNa pushing out is gonna be a mistake, because all it takes is 1 or 2 of the Immortals to be lifted up by the Phoenix. And then all of a sudden, it's just mass stalkers against mainly sentries and a few stalkers. So that could really complicate things for MaNa. I'd honestly like to see him just stay back at home, make another Immortal or 2. He's got to get a Stalker Warp in off at least, at the bare minimum. If he's going to be able to take this push further, he's got to be careful with his Prism. Really needs to keep that alive. Keeping it alive for now with a Force Field. Warped in 2 Stalkers, since that's all he's got for his gateways. Maybe with some good Force Fields, some good map editing, that he'll be able to make this push work, but I'm just so scared about anyone trying to make a push work against AlphaStar. The AI just seems to be completely confident with what it needs to hold on. The AI is actually going for a double Stargate play now, which is quite interesting. And it's just got the mass stalkers, unupgraded, no blink or anything like that. Gonna be taking on MaNa, who's gonna try and push up this ramp. He warped in a couple more stalkers, but AlphaStar's just making the mass Phoenix. There's still only the 2 Immortals in this army, so I'm really unsure if this push is gonna work out. We shall see. Some good force fields could be everything for MaNa. There's a force field actually from AlphaStar. There's counter force fields from MaNa. Probes are already getting pulled. The AI wastes no time when it comes to doing that. 1 Immortal's lifted up. The other's putting out as much damage as it can, but now they've both been lifted up. MaNa just chooses to recall, and that attack was a total failure as AlphaStar really punishes MaNa there. That being said, MaNa does keep his 2 Immortals alive, which is nice. He's got a slight worker lead at this point. But, yeah, let's take a look here. There is a Dark Shrine on the way for MaNa. He's warped in some Zealots, but those aren't actually going to help him against the Phoenix, so he's really got no answer to all these Phoenix. His Immortal's getting lifted up, it's going to be killed off, and I think that AlphaStar is just going to be able to straight up beat MaNa here. Yeah, MaNa chose to go for that attack. That was a questionable decision, and there's just too much for the opposing Protoss player, and yeah, AlphaStar is going to take the 3-0 lead in this series. The AI just looks so darn good in these exhibition matches. Like, MaNa is a top European pro gamer. He's like top 16, yeah, definitely top 16. Maybe beyond that sometimes too, as far as pro gamers go. And so, really well done by AlphaStar. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. The membership link is also there. Check that out. There's various perks you can get. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll be back for part 2 in about 2 days' time. And yeah, make sure to comment. We need more MaNa. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.